Good morning, my dear students. Already in the last class, I explained two important 5-mark questions in the second chapter. One is the structure of male reproductive system, and the second 5-mark question is very important 5-mark question, the structure of male sexual sperm. So the structure of male reproductive system and the structure of male sex cells. So these two questions already we have completed in the last class. So I hope you all completed or you all studied these two questions thoroughly, because many times I told you from this chapter these two questions are very important questions. Okay. Today we are going to study about the female reproductive system, structure and functions of the female reproductive system and the structure of female sex cell, the ovum or egg. The male sex cells are otherwise called sperm, otherwise called spermatozoa, and the female sex cells are otherwise called egg or ovum. Understand? So today we are going to study about the structure of female reproductive system and the structure of female sex cell, the egg or the ovum. Okay, first we studied about first I explain about the female reproductive system structure. Like the male reproductive system, the female reproductive system also consists of many organs. Here also in male reproductive system, primary sex organ, accessory glands, accessory duct, external genital organs, like that many organs are there in male reproductive system. Like that in female reproductive system also many organs are there. So now I explain all these organs one by one. Listen very carefully. Understand? Okay. The female reproductive system is a little more complex than the male reproductive system, because in the last class I told you the male reproductive system performing only two important functions. One is producing the male sex cell and producing the male sex hormone. But here in female reproductive system, the female reproductive system performing one more additional function. The functions are, the first function is producing the female sex cell, the egg. And the second function is producing the female sex hormone. And the third very important functions of the female reproductive system is this system only giving food or nutrients to the fetus from the mother. Mother eating food, that nutrients is mixed inside the blood of the mother, and from the mother's body through the female mother's reproductive system only the nutrients are arranging or entering in the body of the fetus. Here fetus meaning it's a small embryo or it's a small baby or young one developing inside the uterus of the mother is called fetus. So that young one which is developing or inside the uterus of the mother is called fetus. So this fetus are receiving the food from the mother through the female reproductive system. So this is the additional functions of the female reproductive system. So female reproductive system performing three important functions. The first function is producing the female sex cell, the egg or ovum. Second one, the female reproductive system producing female sex hormones. And the third important function, this female reproductive system only providing or giving food to the developing fetus. Understand? So okay, now I explain all the organs one by one. The female reproductive system consists of many organs. In this diagram, I have drawn the structure of female reproductive systems. Listen very carefully. The major organ of the female reproductive system is ovary. So primary ovary is otherwise called the primary female sex organ. So ovary is the first organ. Then oviduct, uterus, cervix, vagina and mammary gland. So these are the important organs of the female reproductive system. So once I repeat all the organs: ovary, oviduct, uterus, then cervix, vagina and mammary gland. Mammary glands, here I didn't write the mammary glands because later I will explain the structure of mammary glands. So these are the important organs of the female reproductive system. So now I explain all these female reproductive system, organs of the female reproductive system one by one. Listen very carefully. So first I explain the primary female sex organ, the ovary. A pair of ovary, pair means two. So a pair of ovary is located on both sides of the abdominal cavity. Abdomen meaning, already I told you in the last class, the lower stomach region is called abdomen. So in female body, either the both side of the abdominal cavity consist of a pair of ovaries. So just imagine this is one ovary and this is the second ovary. So two ovaries are present in the abdominal cavity of the female reproductive system. Understand? So now I explain the structure of this ovary by using a chart. Okay, listen. So this ovary structure only I have drawn here separately. So listen very carefully. This is the structure of ovary, one ovary. The total length of the ovary is, already I told you the location of the ovary, two ovaries present on the both side of the abdominal cavity. Okay, then here the length of the ovary is 2 to 4 centimeter. This is the length of the ovary. And each ovary is covered by two membranes. The first membrane is called very thin membrane. This membrane is made up of cuboidal epithelial tissue. So this is the outermost membrane or outermost layer covering the ovary. So the outer surface or outer side of the ovary is covered by a membrane, and this membrane is made up of cuboidal epithelial tissue. Then next to this membrane, one more membrane is there. It is called tunica albuginea. This membrane also present in the male reproductive system also. Understand? Then the inner side of this membrane is called ovarian stroma. So this region, this full region is called ovarian stroma. This ovarian stroma region is divided into two regions. That means this outer region is called cortex region and the inner region is called medulla. This region is called cortex and this region is called medulla region. So this region is togetherly called ovarian stroma. Here this cortex region consists of many different sized growing or developing follicles. So just imagine these are the follicles. This is very small, medium sized follicles and the mature follicles. Like that, different stage follicles are present in the cortex region of the ovarian stroma. Then the medulla region. Medulla region means the center region. So the center region consists of many blood vessels, lymphatic vessels and nerve fibers. So the nerve fibers, then blood vessels, lymphatic vessels, everything are present in the medulla region of the ovarian stroma. Understand, my dear students? Then one important point, this ovary is attached with the pelvic wall. Pelvic wall means hip region, wall present in the hip region. So the both ovaries are attached with the hip region or pelvic region through a ligament. It is called mesovarium. It is called mesovarium. So that's all about the structure of the primary female sex organ ovary. So once again repeat the structure of the ovary. A pair of ovary is present on the either side of the abdominal region and this ovary, the total length of the ovary is 2 to 4 centimeter. Ovary is covered with two membrane. The first outermost membrane is made up of cuboidal epithelial tissue. Then the next membrane is called tunica albuginea. Then the center region, ovarian stroma, is present. Then the ovarian stroma is divided into two regions. The outer region is called cortex and the inner region is called medulla. The cortex region consists of many small and large medium-sized follicles. Inside these follicles only the female sex of the egg is present. So the follicles are different sized follicles are present in the outer surface of the cortex region of the ovarian stroma. And the medulla region consists of blood vessels, lymphatic vessels and nerve fibers. And the last point I told you, the ovary, both ovaries are connected or attached with the wall of the pelvic region through ligaments. Understand, my dear students? So that's all about the structure of the primary sex organ. So now we completed the structure of this ovary. So just imagine this is a ligament. Now I told you it's a ligament. Okay. Mesothelium. This region is called, this part is called mesothelium. So here this is the mesothelium. So this ovary is attached with the pelvic region or hip region through this mesothelium, and this ovary is attached with the hip region through this mesothelium. So now we completed the primary female sex organ ovary. Then second important organ is oviduct. This is the oviduct. Here oviduct means tube. It's a very long tube-like structure. It has some parts, some regions. The one end of this oviduct is funnel-shaped structure. It has a funnel-shaped structure. So this region is called infundiculum. This region is called infundiculum. Then the edge of the infundiculum consists of many small finger-like projections. These projections are called fimbriae. And the main function of this fimbriae is, this fimbriae only collecting the egg from the ovary and sending the egg to this fallopian tube. Listen very carefully. The funnel-shaped structure, funnel-shaped region of the oviduct is called infundiculum. And this, the end of this infundiculum has many small projections, finger-like projections. They are called fimbriae, and the main function of this fimbriae is collecting or getting the egg from the ovary and sending the egg to the oviduct. Then the next region of the oviduct is called ampulla. Ampulla is the middle portion or the middle region of the oviduct. And the last region is called isthmus. This region, isthmus, is a very short region and it's a very thick region. So this region is called isthmus. This isthmus only connecting this ampulla and infundiculum region with this uterus. So the uterus and ampulla, these two regions are connected by this isthmus. I hope you all understood this oviduct, structure of oviduct. Once again repeat all the points about this oviduct. Oviduct is a small tube-like structure, a pair, two. Okay, this is here in this side, this is the oviduct, this side, this is the oviduct. So it has many parts. The one end of this oviduct is funnel-shaped structure. It has a funnel-shaped structure. It is called infundiculum. At the end of the infundiculum, a small finger, many small finger-like projections are there. They are called fimbriae. And the main function of this fimbriae is collecting the egg from the ovary and sending the egg to the oviduct. Then the middle portion of the oviduct is called ampulla, and the end portion of the oviduct is called isthmus. This isthmus is a very short tube and very thick walled tube. This isthmus only connecting this portion with this uterus. Now we completed the second important organ of the female reproductive system, oviduct. Then the third one, uterus. Actually, uterus is a hollow organ, empty organ. It is a muscular organ. It is fully made up of muscles. We cannot see any bones inside the uterus. It is fully made up of muscles. So it's a muscular organ. Understand? Then this uterus, the shape of this uterus is inverted pear shape. The shape of the uterus is inverted pear shape. And the main region of the uterus is called body. That means this region is the main part of the uterus. So this region is called body region of the uterus. Anterior to this body region, one more empty region is there. It is called fundus. So the inner side of the uterus is divided into two portions. The main portion is called body. Then above this body region, one more portion is there. It is called fundus. Understand? Then the wall of the uterus is made up of three layers. Listen very carefully. The wall of the uterus is made up of three layers. They are, one is perimetrium, the outermost layer, very thin layer. It is called perimetrium. And the middle layer, this layer is called myometrium. Myometrium is a thick layer and it is fully made up of muscles. And the inner layer is called endometrium. It's a glandular portion. Once again repeat this point. The wall of the uterus is made up of three layers. The outer layer is very thin layer. It is called perimetrium. The middle layer is thick layer and muscular layer is called myometrium. And the inner layer is called endometrium. It is glandular in nature. During the menstrual cycle time, So many changes we can see in the inner layer, that means the endometrium. The endometrium layer involves many changes during the menstrual cycle time. Understand? Then this myometrium playing a very important role in the childbirth. That means during the childbirth, that means after the end of 9th month, maximum 10 months. Okay, so after the end of the 9th month, the baby, full well-developed baby is ready to release from this uterus, ready to come out from the uterus region. So to come outside, the uterus wall must contract. Then only the baby can come outside from the uterus. So for this purpose, this layer, this myometrium layer playing a very important. So the myometrium region contracting very strongly. Then only the baby can push out from this uterus to outside. Understand? Understand you? So now we completed the structure of uterus. Once again repeat all the points about this uterus region. Uterus is a hollow organ, empty organ. It's a muscular organ and it's fully made up of muscles. Then the shape of this uterus is inverted pear shape, and the uterus, the inner side of the uterus has two regions. One is the main region is called body region. Then above this body region, one more region is there, it is called fundus. Then the wall of the uterus is made up of three layers. The outer layer is very thin layer, it is called perimetrium, and the middle layer is called thick layer, muscular layer, it is called myometrium, and the inner layer is called endometrium. And the inner layer endometrium involved in many changes during the menstrual cycle, and this middle layer myometrium involved in strong contraction at the time of childbirth. Understand, my dear students? Okay, now we are going to study about the next important organ, cervix. The cervix is a hollow organ. This region also a hollow organ. It's a tube-like structure. This tube-like structure, cervix, connect the uterus with vagina. So this is the uterus region, this is the vagina region. So both regions are connected by a tube-like structure. It is called cervix. And in the center region of the cervix, a empty place is there. A hollow region is there. It is called cervical canal. It is called cervical canal. Then this cervix is connected with this uterus, or this cervix is opened inside the uterus through a small hole or through a small opening. It is called internal orbis. It is called internal orbis. Listen very carefully. This is the cervix region connecting the uterus with vagina, and the inside the center region a canal is there. It is called cervical canal. And the cervical canal is opened with the uterus, or it is contacted with the uterus through a small hole or small opening. It is called internal orifice. Similarly, the cervical canal is open or connected with the vagina through a small hole. This portion is called external orifice. So the cervix region consists of two orifices. One is internal orifice and the second one is external orifice. Internal orifice is present between the cervical canal and uterus, and the external orifice is present between the cervical canal and vagina. That's all about the cervix. So now we completed ovary, oviduct, uterus and cervix. Then the next organ, last organ of the female reproductive system is vagina. This vagina is a very long tube-like structure. And this vagina is extend from the cervix to outside. And this vagina is the major female copulatory organ. Copulatory organ means organ involved in the sexual activities. Understand, my dear students? So the vagina is a major reproductive organ. It is extend from the cervix to outside. It is a muscular organ, long tube-like structure. It's a female sex organ, reproductive organ, or organs involved in the sexual activities. Then listen very important points. Near this vagina, some more small organs also there. One is labia majora, second one is labia minora, hymen and clitoris. These are the some of the other organs, 4 organs present near this vagina region. These four organs are togetherly called external genital organs. So labia majora, labia minora, hymen and clitoris. These four organs are togetherly called external genital organ. So you should listen very carefully about this hymen. This hymen is a very small or minute tissue, and it is full partially, the vaginal region is covered with this tissue. That means the last female reproductive organ, that means the vagina is partially covered or closed by this hymen tissue. And this hymen tissue is a rupture or breakdown or tearing during the first sexual activity time, during the first coitus time. This hymen tissue is rupturing. Understand? But this hymen tissue can rupture in some other time also. That means when suppose you have a woman or female is doing strong exercise or cycling, doing cycling, or suddenly fell down. So during these times also, this hymen membrane is ruptured. Understand? Understand you? So these are the four organs, and these organs are called external genital organs. These organs are present near this vagina. Understand, my dear students? Then next, two glands also present in the female reproductive system. In male reproductive system, we studied about three glands: seminal vesicle, then bulbourethral gland, then prostate gland. So these are the three glands present in the male reproductive system. Like that, in female reproductive system also two glands are there. The first gland is called Partnolins gland, and the second gland is called Skene's gland. Listen very carefully. There are two glands are present in the female reproductive system. One is called Partnolins glands. This gland is present on the right and left side of the posterior region of the vagina. So in the posterior region of the vagina, and it is the vagina, a gland is present, is called Partnolins glands. And this Partnolins gland secreting a fluid. This fluid helps for lubrication of the vagina. And the fluid secreted by this Partnolins gland is homologous or similar to the fluid secreted by the bulbourethral gland of the male reproductive system. Listen very carefully this point. This gland is secreting a fluid, and this fluid supporting for lubrication in the vagina. And this gland secretion is similar to the secretions of the bulbourethral gland of the male reproductive system. Understand? Then second gland, Skene's gland. This Skene's gland is present on the anterior side of the vagina. So this gland is present in the posterior region of the vagina, and this gland is located in the anterior region of the vagina. Understand? And this gland also secreting a fluid. This fluid is homologous or equal to the prostate gland or secretions of the prostate gland of the male reproductive system. The last class I explained you about this prostate gland. This gland is secreting a fluid. Understand? Here this Skene's gland also secreting a fluid. So this fluid secreted by this Skene's gland is homologous or similar to the fluid secreted by the prostate gland of the male reproductive system. I hope you all understand about all the points about these two glands. Understand, my dear students? So now we completed the structure of the female reproductive system. Okay, I explained all the organs: ovary, oviduct, uterus, then cervix, next vagina. So these are the major organs of the female reproductive system. Here, this oviduct, uterus, cervix, vagina, these four organs are called accessory organs. This ovary is the primary sex organ in female reproductive system. Understand? Understand a few? So now we completed one important 5-mark question: structure of female reproductive system. Understand, my dear students? Next is also a 5-mark question only. Already I told you mammary glands, otherwise called milk producing glands. So the presence of this mammary gland is one of the important characters of the mammals. Because of the presence of this mammary glands only, some animals are called mammals. So now I am going to explain about the structure of mammary glands. So the mammary glands are the modified sweat glands, and this gland is present in both male and female human beings. The mammary gland is a modified sweat gland. This mammary gland is otherwise called milk producing gland, and this gland is present in both male and female. But in male body, this gland is not doing any function. It will not do any function. This gland is present, but it will not do any function. But in female body, this gland only is responsible for the production of milk. So that only this mammary gland is otherwise called milk producing gland. Understand? So now we are going to study about the structure of these mammary glands. Okay, listen. In this chart, I have drawn the structure of mammary glands or milk producing glands. Normally, this milk producing gland or the mammary gland is present in the thoracic region. Thoracic region meaning chest region. So a pair of mammary gland is present in the thoracic region of the both male and female. But in female only this gland is doing the milk production function. In male body it will not do any function. So listen very carefully the structure of this mammary gland. The mammary gland is made up of many tissues. Maximum these tissues are glandular tissue, secreting many fluids. And the second important component of the mammary gland is fat. So the mammary gland is mainly it is made up of, these two glands are made up of glandular tissues and fat. So just imagine these red color parts are called fat. Understand? Listen very carefully. Then this is the structure of one mammary gland. This mammary gland, in the inner side of the mammary glands, is divided into 2 to 25 small lobes. So just imagine this is one lobe, second lobe, third lobe, fourth lobe, fifth lobe. So in this chart I have got 5 lobes. So 2 to 25 lobes are present in each mammary glands. Then each and every lobes are again divided into many small lobules. So just imagine this is one lobule, second lobule, third, fourth, here this is the lobule, this is the lobule, this is the lobule, like that. Each and every lobes are again divided into many small lobules. So this is the lobules. Understand? Then the center region of the mammary gland, a small swelling is there. This region is called nipple region. And the surrounding region of this nipple is pigmented, and this region is called areolar region. So the center region is called nipple and the surrounding region is little pigmented. That means little colored area. So this region is called areolar region. Understand, my dear students? Then next point, listen very carefully. Already I told you 2 to 25 lobes are present. Then inside all the lobes many small lobules are there. Then inside the lobules different size, different types, a special type of cell is there. This is called acini or alveoli. So inside the lobules many special type of cells are present. They are called acini or alveoli. This alveoli cells present in this alveoli only are responsible for the production of milk. So the milk secreting cells are called alveoli cell or acini cells present inside the lobules of the mammary gland. So just imagine this is the lobes, these are the lobes, and inside the lobes many lobules are there. Then inside the lobules only these acini or alveoli are there, they are secreting milk. And now listen, how this milk, this milk secreted by these alveoli cells are, how this milk is coming outside of the body through this nipple. Listen very carefully. See, each and every alveoli cells or acini cells are connected with a tube-like structure. It is called mammary tubule. It is called mammary tubule. So just imagine this is the mammary tubule, this is the mammary tubule, this is the mammary tubule. So each and every acini or the alveoli cells are jointed or connected with a tube. It is called mammary tubules. Many mammary tubules are jointed togetherly and forming another one tube. It is called mammary duct. This is called mammary duct. So this is one mammary tubule, this is another mammary tubule. These two mammary tubules are connected togetherly and forming mammary duct. Then many mammary ducts. So this is one mammary duct, this is the second mammary duct. Like that, many mammary ducts are joining togetherly and forming a common duct. It is called mammary ampulla. Then, so just imagine this is the mammary ampulla. These are the mammary ampullas. Then, many mammary ampullas are joining togetherly and forming another one duct. It is called a lactiferous duct. So just imagine this is the lactiferous duct. And the end of this lactiferous duct is expand. Okay, listen. This end of this lactiferous duct is expand, and this region is called lactiferous cyanosis. This region is called lactiferous cyanosis. This lactiferous cyanosis region acts as a reservoir of milk. That means milk produced by these alveoli cells are stored inside this lactiferous cyanosis. So that only this lactiferous cyanosis is act as a reservoir of milk. Then finally, the milk is coming outside from this lactiferous tubule through small pores near this nipple. Understand? Like that only the milk secreted by the alveoli is coming outside the body. So now we completed the structure of the mammary gland. So once again repeat all the points about this mammary gland structure. Mammary glands, a pair of mammary gland is located in the cervix region of both male and female. Both male and female. Here in male body this gland is a useless gland. That means this gland is not doing any function. But in female body the main function of this gland is producing milk. So that only this mammary gland is always called a milk producing gland, and it is a modified sweat gland. Understand? Then the mammary gland is made up of more amount of glandular tissues and more amount of fat. And the center region of the mammary gland is called a nipple, and the surrounding region is a pigmented region or colored region. It is called areola. And I forgot to say one more point here. This areola region consists of many sebaceous glands. And these glands secreting a oil-like substance. This oil-like substance is called sebum. This sebum reduces the friction of the skin present in the areola region. Listen very carefully. The nipple region is surrounded by a colored region. It is called areola region. This region consists of many sebaceous glands. This gland is secreting a secretion fluid, and this fluid reduces the friction of the skin present in the areola region. Then internally the mammary gland is divided into 2 to 25 lobes. Then each and every lobes are again divided into many small lobules. Many small lobules. Inside the lobules, a special type of cell is present. It is called acini or alveoli cells. These cells only producing the milk. These cells are only producing the milk. Then these cells are connected or jointed with or linked with a tube-like structure. It is called mammary tubule. Many mammary tubules are joined togetherly and forming a mammary duct. Many mammary ducts are joining togetherly and forming a mammary ampulla. Many mammary ampullas joining togetherly and forming a common duct. It is called a lactiferous duct. The end of this lactiferous duct is swollen or it is expand. So that region is called lactiferous cyanosis. And this region is act as a reservoir. This region is act as a reservoir. That means it is used to store the milk for few hours. Understand? And next important point. See, The development of mammary gland. This mammary gland is developed after reaching the puberty. And in unpregnant women, okay, so in non-pregnant women's body, and this mammary gland is not developing properly and the size is little large because of the presence of more amount of fat. Because of the presence of more amount of fat. But the size of the mammary gland is not influence the production of, will not influence the production of milk. Understand? So listen, now we completed the structure of the mammary gland. So this mammary gland also comes under the female reproductive system. It's one of the female reproductive organ. Understand of you? Understand? Then next, finally, one more important 3-mark question. Importance, very very important 3-mark questions. Question: structure of female sex cell. The male sex cell is otherwise called sperm or spermatozoa. Here the female sex cell is called egg cell, otherwise called ovum. So now we are going to study about the structure of ovum. This is the structure of human ovum. Human ovum is a microscopic cell, meaning you all know that we cannot see this egg cell through our naked eye. Only with the help of the microscope only we can see this egg cell. And it is a non-fluidoid cell, meaning normally the eggs are covered with a very hard shell-like structure, but in human egg we cannot see this egg. So it is a non-fluidoid cell. Then in a normal egg cell, one yellow color part is there, it is called yolk region. But in human egg cell, this yolk is absent. A means here absent. So absence of yolk. So microscopic meaning only through the microscope only we can see the egg cell. And it's a non-fluidoid meaning the egg is not covered with the shell. Then the alecical meaning absence of yolk or absence of yellow color portion. This is the structure of human egg. Listen very carefully. See, the cytoplasm present inside the egg cell is called ooplasm. Cytoplasm, here we cannot say cytoplasm. Instead of the cytoplasm, we have to use ooplasm, the word ooplasm. So in the center region, ooplasm is present. In the center region of the ooplasm, a large nucleus is present. This region is called, nucleus. And the human egg cell is covered with 3 membranes. Covered by 3 membranes. The first innermost membrane is called Bethlahem membrane. And the middle membrane is called zona pellucida. And the outer membrane is called corona radiata. So the human egg cell is covered with 3 membranes. The innermost membrane is called Bethlahem membrane. Middle membrane is called zona pellucida. And the external membrane is called corona radiata. Then between this Bethlahem membrane and zona pellucida, that means this space is present. This space is called peri-Bethlahem space. This space is called peri-Bethlahem space. So this is like the sperm, structure of sperm. The structure of ovum is also very very important 3-mark question. So once I repeat all the points. Human egg is a alecical egg. That means it has no yolk. It is a non-fluidoid egg. It is not covered with shell. And it's a microscopic cell. Understand? Then the egg, the cytoplasm present inside the egg cell or ovum is called ooplasm. The center region of the ooplasm, a large nucleus is present. Then the egg cell is covered with 3 membranes. Innermost membrane is called Bethlahem membrane. Middle membrane is called zona pellucida. Outer membrane is called corona radiata. Between the Bethlahem membrane and zona pellucida, a space is there. It is called peri-Bethlahem space. Understand all of you? So it's a very very important 3-mark question. Sometimes the diagram. Already in the last class I told you the diagram, the sperms diagram, sometimes they will ask for 2-mark question. Actually it's a 5-mark question. Sometimes the diagram they will ask for 2-mark question. Like that in the structure of ovum or egg cell also this diagram may be asked for 2-mark question. So it's a very important 2-mark question. I hope you all understood all these topics. Understand? So try to complete today itself. Understand? And diagrams, both sperm diagram and egg diagram, both diagrams are very important diagram for 2-mark question. And today also we have completed one important 5-mark question, structure of female reproductive system, and one important 3-mark question, structure of egg or ovum. Dear students, please all study and make use of the time. Okay, see you in the next class. Thank you.